Hey guys, welcome to Prepare for Crafting Part 2. Crafting went into the tech preview channel for Evo testers a few days ago, and I heard many good things about it. And I also gathered some information from the Evo testers, so I can talk about it and prepare for it. So in this video, we're going to talk about the resources needed for different types of items, from FPS weapons to armor pieces to ship weapons, and some of the specific stats that a different quality of items can change. Since crafting just went to Evo testing, so the list of those resources might change for different items. Now, think of crafting. Here are some important points worth mentioning. First is blueprints. Even though in the tech preview channel, testers are given all the blueprints to use, but eventually, most of the blueprints have to be acquired in-game, either in the loot pool or locked behind missions and reputations, especially after Star Citizen 1.0. Certain reputations will give certain blueprints, and the higher the reputation, the better the blueprint. Also, I am not sure if players can trade blueprints or not, or can we acquire blueprints by dismantling items, as in many other games. Even better, will the blueprint be a physicalized item, like a piece of paper or something that we can put into our backpack, that we can transfer from station to station or transfer from player to player? I'm not sure. Now, second point is regarding gathering resources for crafting. Each item you want to craft requires certain amount of resources, and each of those resources also come with different qualities, which will control certain stats of a certain item. The higher the quality, the better the certain stat. And what we know according to CIG is that some of the resources you can purchase directly from the in-game commodity shops, but the in-game purchased resources will always have a lower quality. And if you want to get a better quality, you need to acquire it yourself from gathering the raw materials in-game, whether by mining it yourself or purchasing it from a player who mined it, him or herself. And after acquiring those resources, all we need to deal with will be the crafting bench, the detailed UIs, the time it takes to craft, and you can also dismantle it and decide where you want to put the resources back, and all other details, which we will test them in detail once crafting goes into the Wave 1 PTU. But as of right now, let's take a peek of what resources are needed for what item, and some of the detailed stats that a higher quality resources can change. Let's start with the FPS weapons. The specific stats, different quality of resources can change for a FPS weapon are these: spread, reload speed, fire rate, impact force, recoil kick, recoil smoothness, recoil handling. For example, a P8SC SMG, it needs aluminum and hephaesonite to craft. You don't really need a whole lot of them. Most of the units are in C SCU, so if you acquire a few SCU, then it should be sufficient to craft them. For the Revenger shotgun, we need torite as well as hephaesonite and aluminum, 3 items. For the Custodian SMG, we need corundum, copper, and alpharite. The alpharite is hand mineable, and the copper and corundum that you have to do ship mining. And also for the torite, I think that is only in Nyx. So to gather those resources, you need to travel all over the place. For the Gallant rifle, you need corundum, copper, and dolivine. The dolivine will control the impact force for the FPS weapons. And the quality of the dolivine come with the number called 551Q, which is the lowest quality, and then 646Q is higher quality, 820Q even higher, 877Q higher, and 909Q is the highest quality. And with the highest quality of dolivine, you have the best impact force stat. For the S38 pistol, you need lendinium, hephaesonite, and aluminum. For the Killshot rifle, you need aluminum and hephaesonite. For the Lumen V SMG, you need torite, copper, and alpharite. For the Reaper SMG, you need torite, copper, and alpharite. And now for the Vault weapons. The Vault Parallax Rifle, you need tungsten, gold, and Genelite. For the Vault Zenith sniper rifle, you need Taurite, Gold, Handnite, as well as Genelite. For the Vault Pulse pistol, you need Lendinium, Gold, and Genelite. So looks like for all the Vault guns, you do need Genelite. As I mentioned in my previous video, Genelite is going to be important. And Genelite can only be acquired in the sand caves. And in the part 1 of preparing for engineering video, I showed you guys how to scan for cave fast and furiously with a geo. You don't have to go inside the cave. You can scan outside the cave to find out whether this cave contains Genelite or not. If it doesn't, just grab the geo and go, head to the next cave. Next weapon is the Arrowhead sniper rifle. It needs Terranite, Copper, Dolomite, and Handnite. In Demico LMG, it needs Corundum, Copper, and Dolomite. So that's a few examples for the FPS weapon. Now for the armor and backpack. For the Arden CL backpack, you need tungsten and accelerite. The accelerite is a new type of material. So we are adding 2 types of new materials to be mined. For the Mac Flex backpack, you need Terranite as well as accelerite. Accelerite is also needed for crafting armor pieces. For example, the Inquisitor core, you need tungsten as well as accelerite. The stats that you can change for the armor pieces, whether it's core armor, helmet, leg, or arm pieces. The stats are damage mitigation, temperature range, radiation capacity, as well as the radiation dissipation rate. These 4 stats. So different quality of materials can change different stats. The Antium core armor needs tungsten as well as accelerite. And the Defiant core needs auritate as well as accelerite. The auritate is the second new material that's gonna be added for crafting. Here is what the patch note says about these 2 new resources. So these 2 new resources currently not working on the refining side. This release of crafting comes with 2 new materials to find and use in many of the fabricator blueprints. This includes the accelerite and auritite and can both be found on Herson and Ariel as ship minables within the trash and acidic biomes. So that's the location that you can find the accelerite as well as auritite. For the Dust Devil armor core, you need Terranite and accelerite. Ardmix arms, you need tin as well as accelerite. And Corbel helmet, you need tin and accelerite. Butcher helmet, you need auritite and accelerite. Antium helmet, you need tungsten and accelerite. Clash leg, you need auritite and accelerite. For the Novikov exploration suit, you need Stellaron and accelerite. Pembroke exploration suit, you need Stellaron and accelerite. So we can see that perhaps accelerite is going to be needed for every single piece of armor. And some armor will need auritite. So these 2 materials is going to be essential for suit crafting. Now for the undersuit, as far as I know, all you need is silicon. That's it. And last, here are some of the examples for the ship weapons. For example, the Attrition 4, you need Lendinium, Gold, Dolomite, and Pressured Ice. And the stats that you can change for ship weapons are these: spread, reload speed, fire rate, and impact force. The quality of gold can affect the fire rate, and the quality of handnite can affect the impact force of these weapons. For the Badger Repeater, you need Lendinium, Gold, Dolomite, as well as Pressured Ice. For the DRXJ1, you need Agricium, Copper, Alpharite, and Quantanium. For the Reverend Gatling gun, you need Iron, Copper, and Rixite. And last, for the Light Strike Cannon, you need Titanium, Gold, Handnite, and Dolomite. So this is it. A few examples of what resources needed for what items, and the stats, different quality of resources can change. And basically, this will be the core of crafting. The rest is just where and how to gather those highest quality of resources and how to use a crafting bench. And hopefully, crafting can come into the Pt.2 soon. Can't wait to get my hands dirty crafting. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Alright guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.